Cyrene here, back for another episode. And this week we are going to be discussing tips to stay stress-free when you're buying or selling. And I have my beautiful producer with me here again today. Always happy to have you.
Thanks. I love being on. I love talking about buying and selling homes. Everybody wants this information. Do you think it's stressful when you buy or sell a home? It is, right?
Yeah, I mean, in real estate, we often joke that we're a jack of all trades. You know, we're your negotiator, we're your CPA, we're your lawyer. But most of all, guys, we are your therapist. So whenever you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I mean, I think I even posted a little meme yesterday on my Instagram and said, you know, I don't need therapy, I just need to talk to my realtor. It's so true. And it's funny because I got DMs from some of my clients and they're like, oh my gosh, yes. And it's true. So a lot of times we are very much there for you. So if you are stressed and you're buying or selling a home, you know what? You can give me a call, 1-800-440-7566, 1-800-440-7566. I'm here for you. I will help you with that therapy. Right, Cam?
Of course.
So today we have Cam back with us, and she is my producer. Hello.
We love you.
She also looks like my sister from another mister, but
Yeah. Big hair, don't care.
Yep, we got the big blonde hair going here today. So she's gonna talk to us and ask me some questions about, you know, tips and tricks to stay stress-free, and we're gonna get you guys this information, and I hope it'll be helpful. And yeah, so how's everything going with you lately?
Everything is great. I'm super busy as usual, but you know, as an entrepreneur and a mom and all the things that we do, we juggle many, many hats. So, you know, some days you wear one hat and some days you wear 12, and that's what we go through, but life is great and I'm super grateful every day. So on that subject, we talked about that we're going to talk about today, staying stress-free when buying or selling your property. What do you think is more stressful, buying or selling?
That's tough because it depends on a lot of different factors. So, I mean, if it's your first time doing either one of them, they're both going to be equally stressful, I think, if it's your first time doing it. When you are selling a house, you know, you have stress factors like, I mean, I think probably one of the biggest stress, in the beginning, one of the most stressful things is like setting the price, right? Agreeing with your agent and listening to your agent and setting the price. It's a little nerve-wracking because, you know, the way that I often will recommend we do things is to set it a little below the market and push the price up. And I know that that's really, can be scary for some people to commit to that. It's definitely, as someone who sold my own properties, I get it. So that can be super stressful. And then you're gonna have people coming in out of your house. You have to keep it clean. You gotta keep everything organized. If you have kids, guys, go get those bins from Target and just throw them all in the bins and hide it in the closet, because that's the best way, especially if you have kids, because if we have showings, you can just scoop it all up and throw it in the bin. But I'm already getting into the tips. So I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, I found a bunch of tips. So I'm going to kind of tell you the tip and you'll tell me about it, whether it's something that is interesting to focus on, that you really should put your energy towards it, or something that, you know what, I would really rather you do this instead. So I think we'll do selling first. How do you feel about that?
Sounds great.
So number one, would you agree that it's hiring the right agent?
Of course. Hello. I'm the best agent, therapist, whatever you want. Definitely hire the right agent. You need somebody that you feel comfortable with, who's gonna, you know, be able to walk you through this in the way that you need them to, right? So one thing I really teach my new agents and some of the stuff that I coach, I'm coaching now, by the way.
What coaching? What? Like
people?
You're mentoring.
Well, no, I have my team and them, and then I'm doing coaching.
That's awesome.
If you're looking for a coach, I got you.
The best coach there is, right here, Cyrene Dellinger.
But one of the things I'll really coach is we do something. There's a little test called a disc test, right?
What's that?
It's basically like a personality test that I have all my agents take, and it will give you kind of a perspective of how you best receive information and kind of your personality type, right?
I want to take this test.
It's cool. It's really cool and kind of creepy because it's very accurate. So there's different types of personalities, right? It's called a DISC, the D-I-S-C. Okay?
They stand for something?
Yes. So the D's are like very direct people, risk takers. They want you to get to the point. They're go-getters. They're those kind
That's
of
my
people.
sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's the I's who are like the life of the party. They need to feel like you like them. You have to talk to those people a lot.
I think I'm an I.
There's the S's who are the calm people, kind of sensitive. They don't like change. You got to go a little slower with them. They're loyal, reliable types. And then there's the C people who are our accountants and our CPAs, the analytics, right?
Oh, no.
So like as an example, my disc is a 99% D and an 89% I. So I basically want you to hurry up and get to the point, but I can't stop talking and yeah. So
I see that. I can see that.
yeah. So my point in saying all that is that, you know, I've done a lot of this kind of self evaluation, so that when we go and we meet with a client, we're able to tell right away, oh, this person is a C or this person is a D. So when you communicate with them, you're able to communicate with them in a way that they best receive information and feel comfortable.
It's like talking in love languages.
It 100%. So if you walk into an appointment and the person's a high D person, they probably don't need you to go through all the, they don't need a whole production. If you're there in their house, they're probably going to hire you because they've already done their research, they've already decided, and they just want you to hurry up and go get to the point and sign the paperwork and how much money you're going to give me.
Okay.
Right? So that's how you make that person comfortable. If they're an S, you're going to have to go a little slower and explain things and let them know it's going to be okay and be reassuring and that kind of thing.
More hand holding.
If they're a C, Lord help me. Because see, I'm a high D and I'm like boom, 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 boom. But the people that are C's really need all that, like they want a spreadsheet and all the information line by line.
I get it. Okay.
So I got them too. It just makes me tired.
Right. So when we say hire the right agent, listen, that really means hire the right agent. One that works with you the best way you need to get through this in the most relaxed and stress-free way.
Yes, and I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but I think
no, it was a good tangent. I liked it.
You know, understanding people's different personality types is very important, and if you understand that about yourself, then you can understand what kind of agent you need. Now, me personally, I adjust accordingly because I've learned that that's how I need to be with people. But yeah.
Okay, next, would you say do your homework on selling your home? Would that be? Does that mean comps? You think?
Well, yes and no. So anybody who's thinking of selling has probably already been on all the websites looking at all the automated valuations. Those are not necessarily very accurate. I mean, it might give you kind of an idea, but they're just based on algorithms. So if your neighbor posts their house on the market for $10 million, then all of a sudden your house is going to go up in value, even if that hasn't sold and your neighbor's a whack job. So
your Zestimate.
So yeah, I mean, sellers are going to do that no matter what, but honestly, I think it's just going to stress you out even more. The homework that you need to do is, where are you going to go? Where are you moving to? How soon do you need to be there? What are you looking for in the place you're moving to? You know, what kind of agent do you need? How do you want this process to go? Do you want to sell off market and just get a cash offer because you don't want to deal with it? Do you want to get it on the market? Do you want to, you got to think about what's ideal for you so that when you do meet with the agent, you have an idea, because I will be asking those questions. And, but also understanding the process is very important. But that's where I come in. You know, I come and I educate you on the process. I'm not going to just go in and be like, here, sign these papers. You know, I will educate you on the process. I have a whole little cheat sheet that I give my sellers. It's like, okay, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to... I think for most people, the best way to stay stress-free about like that is to know what's coming next.
Sure, organized. I love a list. I love crossing things off a list. And the more organized I am, the more I can plan. I'm a planner. So I feel like I can let my guard down and be a little less stressed if I know what's coming, around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that, next to that, I think self-care. What about, making boundaries of, I'm only going to think about it this time, or I need to take time for myself. That should probably be included in there, that you're not just solely focused on selling your home 24 hours a day. That seems obsessive.
yeah, that's what I'm here for, and that's why you hired me, and to worry about that. Your job is to pack your stuff. Your job is to know where you're going to go. Your job is to be making the house available for showings. You know, that's what I'm here. If you have somebody who's not facilitating all this stuff for you, you have the wrong person. You know, we're getting paid a good commission, right? It's our job to take care of this stuff and make it stress-free. So self-care, I think, it's important no matter what,
Sure.
right? So, and I will be grateful if you're taking good care of yourself, because that means, you know, you're not as stressed with me. But really, it's self-care. I mean, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. Everybody needs to do that.
I agree. Sometimes people need to hear it. And then the next one I found, and I think this one makes a lot of sense, set up a system to make home showings easy.
That's the biggest one, because the most stressful thing is having people coming in and out of your house. I think that's probably one of the biggest stressors in selling a house, besides, oh my gosh, I'm spending, you know, how much am I going to get? Am I going to get money? Is it going to close? That kind of thing. But setting up a system for showings is very important, and that's what we do for you, right? So, for example, I had 2 listings come back. Well, I had a brand new listing come on the market today, and another one that is back on the market after being on hold for a little while because the seller needed to take care of some personal stuff. So those houses both came back on the market. Well, they both hit the market today. What we do is we put the house on the market on a Wednesday, because it takes a little time for the everything to syndicate to the websites like Zillow, Realtor, and all those places. And then we don't allow any showings until the weekend. And right now we're allowed to do open houses again. Thank you, God. Because until now we've had to like schedule showings over the weekend in like just 15-minute blocks, and it was terrible. But now we can do open houses again. So we're doing open house Saturday, Sunday. And the way the market is right now, basically I just tell the seller, look, I'm going to take over your house for the weekend. I'm going to have it for like 4 or 5, 5 hours or so on Saturday and Sunday. You go, to the movies, go enjoy, go do something.
You don't want the homeowners in the house during an open house, correct?
No, and that is one of the biggest and best ways to stay stress-free, is to stay out of my way. Just go somewhere else.
I'll stay out of your way.
I love you, but don't be home for home inspections. Don't be home for the open houses. Do not be home for appraisal. Like, don't be home for any of that stuff, because that is going to stress you out more than anything, is having the people, because they're going to go in there going, no. And if you got cameras in the house, come on, guys, you can have them, but if you sit back and watch everything, it's going to stress you out, right? So, but what we do right now is just having a good system. So we do our best to get everyone in there in a couple blocks of time, so you can go have a good day somewhere else, and then by Monday or Tuesday we're reviewing offers and getting you an escrow.
All right. What about establishing worst case scenario contingency plans?
This is part of the planning that we do at the beginning. So we definitely want to say, okay, well, if your house does not sell, if for some reason your house does not sell, how would that affect you? Like, what will that, how is that going to affect your life? And then, of course, I'm going to sell the house, okay? But I want to know, if for some reason this doesn't happen, how is that going to affect you? Also, just like if we fall out of escrow or something like that. But for these types of things, I really in real estate, there's like 1,000 different scenarios that can happen, and everything is predicated on the thing that happened before it. I try to tell my clients not to future trip like that. Like, oh my God, worst case scenario, this is gonna happen. Oh my God. My job is to keep you protected and keep your liability low. So, and I'm gonna do that. So I would say, yes, think about worst case scenario, but don't think about it too much, because we're not gonna really need to think about that too much until we actually have an issue, which could be any number of things.
Well, certainly in this market, I don't think there are many homes that aren't selling, correct?
I'm seeing a lot of them come back on the market, because what's happening is buyers are going crazy and just throwing anything at the wall to see if it'll stick, just to get into escrow. So they're playing games, basically, lying just to get into escrow, and then they're trying to ask for large credits for repairs, or they're asking for or their appraisal comes in low, and they maybe agreed to pay the difference, and then they say, you know what, I don't want to pay the difference. Or they get cold feet because they realize how much they just offered for a house, and they're starting to freak out. So I am seeing stuff come back on the market. But, I forget what the question was.
Well, what I think about is something that I always say: plan the work, work the plan. So it all seems to fall back on hiring the right agent, because that will help put the plan together so that everything goes seamlessly. And that's really your job.
Yeah. So here's a funny thing: is I've had people say before, "Well, I don't want to pay you that much commission because you sold my house too fast and it was too easy. It looked too easy." Hello, guys. That's what you hired me to do. If I sold it fast and made it feel easy for you, that's what I was supposed to do.
Then you did your job well.
Yes, you guys aren't supposed to feel stressed. You shouldn't feel like it was.
You got to work for it, Cyrene.
It's a magic trick.
They want you digging in the dirt.
Don't think I didn't dig in the dirt. I just didn't tell you where the bodies were, and you don't need to know.
That's right. Just
You
get
know,
it done.
Just chill. I'll tell you all the very important stuff, but everything that might stress you out, one thing I really like to do is, because situations always come up. So I think what's really important is, let's say we have a challenge, I try to use challenge, not problem. So let's say we have a challenge, right? Something comes up. What I like to do is get the solution together, or 3 possible solutions, and then when I go to talk to the seller, I'm like, okay, here's what happened, and here's a few ways we can resolve it. What would you like to do? Instead of just calling them and saying, oh my gosh, this happened. And some agents do that. Some agents want their clients to tell them,
do this.
Yeah.
No, I much prefer your way, because then I'd be like, okay, let me think about these 3 options she put in front of me and go with what feels right.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, let's talk about when you are buying a house, staying stress-free. Now, I think for first-time home buyers, they're going to stress out no matter what.
Yes, they are, and some a lot more than others. Love you guys though. It really depends on the personality type. So what I found is that like first time home buyers are maybe doing like low down payment programs, or like down payment assistance type stuff. Those folks usually are the most stressed, because the money that they have and the money that they saved is the most money they've ever seen in their life. And they've likely been saving for quite some time. Whereas folks who are maybe a little more well-to-do, or whatever you want to call it, are not as freaked out about spending money. Now it still stresses them out, but it's not like they scrimped and saved from the last 5 years to get together $15,000. So and that's like the most money ever, right?
Right.
So those folks, it's like, well, I have to put an earnest money deposit, I have to wire the money and do all these things, and they get very nervous about, well, what happens if I don't get my money back, and will I lose my money? Am I going to lose my money?
Well, not to take us on a tangent, but I did get a question emailed to us.
Oh, good.
And I think that because you just said that, I'm going to jump to that now, and then we'll come back to the tips for buying your first home to stay stress-free.
Question
So,
time.
yes, Anne wrote in, what is earnest money and how does that differ from a down payment?
Okay, so little business law here for you. In order to ratify a contract, you have to have consideration. So the earnest money deposit is your consideration, basically. So and what that does is it protects the seller in the event that you decide to cancel. So and I've talked about this on the show before. I've talked about your contingencies. I'm not going to go into all that because it's another long conversation. Listen to the other shows. We got them streaming on YouTube. We have our podcast. But if you want to listen to our other shows that we've done, go on my YouTube, check out my Instagram, Cyrene Properties, Cyrene Properties. And okay, so earnest money deposit protects the seller in case you go through the process, remove all your contingencies, and then decide to cancel because for whatever reason, right? So let's say now you've had the client's house off the market for almost a month probably. They may have done repairs that they paid money for, and then you cancel, and now they have to put their house back on the market and it's possibly less valuable. Then they may try to recoup some of those losses via your earnest money deposit.
So you may not get that back.
If you're working with me, we're not going to get to the point where you're, unless you do something unless you did something I told you not to do. So like go buy a Hummer or
right.
I don't
And
know.
who sets the terms of how much earnest deposit? Is that the seller?
It's negotiable, but standard, like in the San Fernando Valley in Orange County, is 3%, because 3% is the max liquidated damages the seller can try to recoup from you, 3% of the purchase price. In some other areas, they'll do 1% or whatever, but it's a negotiable number. It's not set in stone.
Oh, okay. And that's not, what if your earnest money is 3% and that's what you were putting down? Can you use your earnest money towards your down payment?
Yes, and that's a question a lot of people ask me, and they get confused. They think it's in addition to. No, at the close of escrow, the earnest money deposit that you put in is going to get credited towards your down payment.
Got it. All right. I think that you answered Anne's question. So it's your earnest money can be your deposit, your
It can be,
money
yes.
down. Okay.
So if you have questions about earnest money deposits or anything else, guys, feel free to give me a call, 1-800-440-7566. You can DM me on Instagram, Cyrene Properties, Cyrene Properties. You can message me on Facebook. You can email me.
Just get in touch.
Go on my website, get in touch, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. We can answer them on the show. I can give you a call back. I can text you, and I can get those questions answered for you.
Okay, so let's run through, we can do this pretty quickly, the tips for buying a home stress-free. So you kind of spoke on this earlier about focusing on your finances first.
Yes. So again, hire the right agent who's going to walk you through the process. That's number one. Make sure that they're educating you on the whole process. You want that to happen up front. One of the ways that I keep my buyers the most stress-free is to do a rather lengthy buyer's consultation where we go through what this process is going to look like, what they can expect, what happens next. I think for most people, it's communication. As long as people know what's happening, they can deal with it. But if they don't know, then they start having a lot of anxiety. So even if it's bad news, as long as they know what's going on, they feel more comfortable. So focusing on your finances. Don't just go start looking at houses and, running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Now we have open houses again. Don't just start going to open houses and not be pre-approved for a loan and all that. I mean, one of the things we really talk about at that buyer's consult is, what are you comfortable paying a month? How, maybe you can get approved for $10 million, but if you only want to pay $3,000 a month, then we need to back into that number, figure out what that loan amount is, how much are you putting down, and how much are you comfortable doing with all that. So that when you start looking at houses, you already know what you're comfortable with and what you're going into. So we're only looking at houses that match that criteria, and you're not getting like, oh my gosh, and that way you don't fall in love with a house that you can't afford.
Right. And then next, I would think choosing the right lender would play a big role.
Yes, choosing a lender is super important. It's one of, it's going to be, they're giving you the money, right? So now lenders are not therapists. Okay, here's the difference between a realtor and a lender. Lenders are not therapists. They're your money person. So if you have a problem or you want to cry, you call me, because the lender is probably not going to be the best source of therapy for you. But you do want to find somebody who communicates often. And we definitely have some good referrals we can give you if you're looking for a good lender. I have a few different lenders. I don't just work with one. They don't all do the same things, guys. So it really depends on your situation. And it goes back to what I said first, is that buyer's consult is important. Finding the right agent is important, because I will ask you a bunch of questions to figure out which lender is going to be the best one for you. Because again, they don't all do the same things well.
Okay, so what about getting your documents together in electronic form?
When you're going to get pre-approved, that's so helpful, because especially if you're shopping lenders, you're going to need to send those documents more than once. So that is super important as far as it just helps you stay organized. It just keeps everything organized.
And then responding to your lender quickly?
Oh, yes. So I always tell my clients that if I'm asking you for something and the lender's also asking you for something, then get everything to the lender first, because no loan, no house. And when the lenders are asking you for paperwork, they actually needed it yesterday. So get them everything right away. We don't want delays on the loan. And right now they're all so busy because everyone's refinancing, everybody's trying to buy a house. It's really important for you to be on top of that paperwork too.
Okay, last on my list, I have beware of wire fraud.
Yes. So there is actually a disclosure that we give out when you do a purchase contract. I laugh and I call it the "don't be a dummy" disclosure, but maybe that's a little harsh, but
maybe.
But basically it's saying that before you wire that earnest money deposit, make sure you call escrow and verify the account number that you're wiring it to, because yes, wire fraud is a thing. People can intercept emails and send you fake wire instructions, and we do not want that to happen to you ever.
That's something you would help with the process with. Correct?
Yeah, I just remind them, make sure you call escrow and verify the account number when you're at the bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would be pretty scary.
It would be horrible.
All right, guess what time it is now?
What time is it, Cam?
It's time to wrap it up.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at where we're at. Time flies when you're having fun.
I'm kind of chatty.
You're kind of chatty. All right, tell everyone how they could find you because they want to find you. They want you.
They want me. Okay, well, you can give me a call, 1-800-440-7566. Again, it's 1-800-440-7566. Or you can go to my website, cyreneproperties.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Cyrene Properties. I got that. I got my own
Your own jingle
I got
in your
my own
head?
jingle in my head. So take a look there. Follow my Facebook page, and I would love to answer any questions you have, or just sell your house. I'll do that too.
Because that's what you're good at.
I'm good at a lot of things, yep. Or if you're an agent out there looking to join a team and these tips are being helpful for you, I was so it was really heartwarming this week because I did get some DMs from agents that I know that were like, I listened to your show. One of the gals was like, I listened to your show, The Art of the Deal. And she was saying, one of the tips I had was to put an escalation clause in the contract. And she's like, I did my first escalation clause this week.
Oh, that's so amazing.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. So if you guys are out there looking to join a team, you want some tips, you're an agent, and maybe you're newer, or you just want to chat and brainstorm, you can call me too. And I'll keep it real estate. Make it a great day, guys.